Yo, bartender.
Bar's closed.
Hey, yo, bartender, what's good, man? Let me get a drink, man. Let me get a shot.
Hey, man, I know you just put up to the bar, but we closed.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man, I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to her. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's all right. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Tell you what, I'm gonna get you one drink, because it look like you need
one drink. I can do one drink. I can do one drink, because I really, yeah.
Hey, man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
One thing that I'm brought to you by is talking trash. Because the garbage company is talking about doing big things again, and something I'm affiliated with every time. But talking trash is gonna do big things for you. All you gotta do is give them a chance. And again, me, I'm with Go Green and a lot of other people, but talking trash is gonna be one of the things I'm going to promote. And they're gonna be doing great things. All you gotta do is look them up, check them out, and then they'll do great things for you. Now I gotta get back to this person been rocking with me for going on 7 years. He come in this bad boy each and every time with a smile. Charismatic, how you doing tonight, big baby?
Doing good, Smooth J. Things lovely,
This man always smiling. We got ladies in the house. This might be why you smiling.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
That is.
No.
And listen, a real reason to smile, right?
Okay.
So doing well, man. How you doing, Smooth J?
Man, I'm not gonna complain. I can tell you, man, I'm very happy. Life throws you a lot of curves, but you can't be complaining. You just gotta ride it out, because that's how life is sometimes.
It is. That's exactly right. And probably a great way to introduce ourselves. This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth J. And of course, we got Nicole, Janika, and Erica in the house tonight.
Yeah.
But Nicole do go by Master Mixologist of Atlanta. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on all social media platforms, Snapchat and Facebook. Book your events. And also check out my Valentine's Day event that is coming up on February the 10th from 3 to 7 in the West End. Get your tickets at on Eventbrite.
Yeah, you ladies like to say something? Like you make an introduction? You got the mic still?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Janika James. I am the CEO of J1 Tax Service. You can follow me on Instagram. That's J1 Tax Service. J1 Tax Service. Also, if you want to email me, you can email me at j1taxsolver@gmail.com.
All right.
Do you need to say something? All right. Self-explanatory.
And we have Erica too. Erica is going to be one of our new up-and-coming mixologists, because not only do J1 Tax Service just do J1 Tax Service, she's a brand ambassador. She works with Master Mixologists of Atlanta. So we do all kind of events around Atlanta. And we're bringing Erica on to train her as a mixologist, because Erica shook up some great concoctions tonight.
Yes. Yes,
She did her damn thing. So she's doing what I would normally would do, but she's giving me the opportunity to sit my ass down, talk, look into the camera, be cute. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we would like to welcome you to the team, girl. We're going to be training you, teaching you everything that you need to know, because that's what Master Mixologists of Atlanta do.
Right.
And Nicole, she trains, she teach, she coach, she develops.
Yes.
I don't just think about myself, I think about everybody else.
That's right.
As well. So.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And listen, her drinks go straight to the forehead.
Yeah, straight to the brain.
And so we want to thank you folks for being with us tonight. Again, this is just our opportunities to be leaders here in the community. And of course, we always start the show off with a prayer.
Yeah.
And so why don't we get it in? By the way, tonight we're going to be talking about the law of attraction. We're going to talk about the difference between spirituality and religion.
Okay.
And I think that's a great way to kind of get the year started. So let's just hand it over to the Lord.
Let's give it to him.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for your grace and your power and your strength and your love in our lives. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you would give us intelligent nourishment tonight on the subject. What can we lean on? What power and what strength and what ideas can we truly lean on in this world in order to be successful, to be happy, and to be at peace in our lives? We ask, Heavenly Father, that you would give us the right words, the right understanding, the right message, the right communication. Let there be some pure inspiration in the midst of this show. And we allow you to do your good and your perfect work. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Ashe.
You did that one.
Ashe. Ashe. I like that. That's right down the lane.
Come on.
Yay.
Yeah, that's right down the lane. So we're talking about this thing called the law of attraction. What is the law of attraction? Like attracts like.
It's a few.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like you are what you attract.
Okay.
That's the first beginning with law of attraction to me. Now, quote me if I'm wrong, because I don't know everything, but I know what I know, and I'm still learning. Every day I'm a student and I'm a teacher. So,
Yes.
you know?
And that's important to say on a subject like this because we're all trying to figure out the right way to believe and the right things to understand about. And you know, when you talk about spirituality and religion, you're really not talking about anything on the outside. This is an inside game, right? And I am a believer that strength on the inside reveals strength on the outside. Right?
I agree.
So that you know, if you are a loving person on the inside, that love is going to come out of you, right?
Okay.
What am I missing here, ladies?
Ain't no telling me to come to them.
I want to hear what's going on because this is our show going on.
Hey,
Brian is trying to figure out what happened.
no, you don't.
What's so funny?
I found this out from the last show. No, you don't.
What you found out from the last show?
Y'all off the chain.
They ain't even communicate with each other. They just bust out laughing.
You got it.
That's the law of attraction. That is the law of attraction, right?
Very much so.
Like attracts.
Very
like.
much so.
And so, Mr. Cole, you were continuing to say you are what you attract. Is that what you said? Is that how you said that?
That's what I said. I said that you are what you attract. And what I mean by that is, this is never to throw shade or never to throw anything at anybody, but I had to take in realization for myself. How can I ask for something if I don't have it for myself? How can I ask for something if I cannot provide it for myself? How can I attract someone if that is who I not am myself?
Is that possible?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Very possible.
It's so much possible.
But it's probably difficult to keep it together.
However, we ask, we want all these things, and we wonder why we don't attract these things.
Right.
Right.
We don't get it, and we don't attract it, whatever it is that we want, because that's not who we are, and we're not doing the footwork and the groundwork to get those things that it is that we want. So then at that point, you cannot complain about, I want this, I want that. I want this kind of woman, that kind of man. This is whatever the hell it is that you're going through. You can't talk shit about it, because what it is that you're doing to attract and to manifest what it is that you want.
That's an extremely powerful statement, because what it suggests is that you can't get what you want until you change yourself.
Who you are. Exactly.
Until you change who you are. And here's the statistics, only because I have a psychological background, that 80% of the people develop their dominant behavioral style and their dominant thought processes at age 6. And that is who they are for the rest of their life. And so if you don't value yourself, how can you attract more money? Right? If you don't love yourself, how can you attract love? If you don't,
Can I jump in?
yeah, please. Would love to
Okay.
hear from you.
So, I feel like you can necessarily say that, not speaking for myself, but just speaking for other people. Some people come from different backgrounds, so you can't say it could be a person that want more, and they have been applying themselves, but sometimes it's all about in the world that we live in now, it's about connections. If you don't know somebody, you're not gonna get in, and that's just it. That's reality of today. So.
But I hear what you're saying. Yeah, our producer is suggesting that that's not an excuse, but that is the reality of the scenario, right? That in this world, if you are not connected, it's very difficult to make things happen.
And I agree with you. It's not an excuse, but that is some people's reality.
Right. And one of the things
Because it could be a woman that she do want more, but she just don't have the resources maybe.
but she has to step outside her comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stay where you're comfortable.
Right.
So that's going to cause you to step out. And again, that's back to that faith. You got to step out on faith. And again, you're just scared you might get hurt. But
that's that footwork.
But that's some people don't know that because they haven't been taught that. They haven't been taught how to be a go-getter. They haven't been taught to step out like this.
Right.
That's
but that's why you get yourself.
That's why we're having this conversation right now to teach others the way to get to do what it is they need to do. It takes individuals like us. It takes the chosen ones like us. It takes the ones that God created to do that type of work and to have that type of gift to be able to set the example for someone else.
Right.
I know,
Right.
but still, and this, sometimes people don't have that. They don't.
That's what we're doing
They don't
now.
have
You're
the friends to push them.
You're doing
They
it
don't
now. I just told y'all outside. I said both of my friends are riding in foreign cars. Okay, I need to get me one.
But
We create our own experiences. Yeah.
But I'm still not gonna beat someone down that may have potential and they may want to do it, but they might not have the resources.
Okay, so listen.
I'm not gonna do that.
Resources are everywhere.
That's
It's
why
in the
my
24.
friends, I hang with people that's down, that's middle, and high. I don't, because you never know what somebody going through, like for real.
Okay.
That's why they make a million YouTube videos.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Like we doing now.
like we're doing now.
So
But you still
there's
can't.
always
You still
avenues.
can't expect somebody to be YouTube. I don't get on
understand what you're saying.
YouTube, and
Yeah,
I
people don't
don't
have use
get
it.
social media like
A
that.
lot of things.
Just saying, Janika, but this is what I'm saying. Like, so you may not be social media, you know what I'm saying? That may not be your angle. But there's YouTube. So whenever you're going through anything you're going through, you can type it in YouTube. There's a video on anything and everything. You want to get some good sleep. There's some meditation music to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You irritated about this. There's a video on that. So there's always some type of video to fit whatever situation you're going through.
But that's what you would do, Erica. That's just like going back to men. They don't think like we do. That's what we would do, but that's
Right.
not what they're doing.
But here's the
But
thing.
this is the thing. They gotta start from some fucking where.
Yeah.
And the
Excellent
thing
point.
is, if they can't damn have the fucking goddamn common sense to get their ass on social media, that's their ass.
Okay, but
But
listen,
look,
here's the thing. Watch this. See, I think you ladies,
That's when we come in and
That's
try to
when we come
motivate.
in,
Yeah, when we come in
right.
as our friends. So we all motivate each other.
Right.
I look at the Cheerio commercial. The good goes around and around and around, and the good goes around and around. Seriously, the good circle goes around and around and around. So we're on the conversation of the laws of attraction, right?
Right.
So what you are, what the hell you attract? And those
I
people.
don't believe in that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You
I
are,
don't.
and the reason why I say
I
that
don't.
because
You can't say that.
the reason why
You can't say that.
okay, so that's how you feel. But listen to this.
You can't say that. And I'm gonna give you an example.
let him finish.
Okay, so this is why I say that. So you don't feel like you are what you attract. You don't feel like you attract.
In some sense, but you just can't say that you are what you attract. Because sometimes opposites attract.
So you ain't never thought to yourself,
Perhaps.
you prayed to the your higher power, whatever you refer to them. You ain't never felt like, you talk to your higher power, God, or you know what I'm saying, whatever you call it. Okay, you ain't never talked to him, and you ain't noticed that he works things out for you. Okay, so anything you have talked to your higher power, God, or whatever you call them, in the privacy of your own home, you don't feel like it ever has came
To pass.
into fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's the same thing. And see, that's an excellent point. Let me
The vision board.
let me regurgitate what I think she just said.
Okay.
It matters. It matters not how you attain your divinity.
Mm-hmm.
It could be, it could be asking. It could be I want, or it could be God help me.
Right. Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
so we're talking about the law of attraction and spirituality and religion.
Mm-hmm.
It does not matter how you arrive at your inner destination,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever that inner destination you arrive at, that's the inner destination. That's going to be your outer destination. Right?
Yeah.
And this is kind of how I think about it. That if you want to be rich, right?
Right.
That we truly believe that this is actually a real law, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means the rich guy has attracted $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. And so the person without the $1 million, what needs to happen inside of them in order to attract the same $1 million as the other person? There's a factor that needs to be equivalent to the millionaire guy. And here's what I think the factor is. The factor is I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? See, I can sets up for the mustard seed faith.
That's another vibration. That's
I-
another chakra
I know,
that you
I
can
know I'm
activate.
supposed to be rich. I know I'm supposed to be falling out of control, right? And so I may not attract that right now, but I may not attract $1 million, but I might still live just as prosperous of a life.
Right. That's the chakra that you are activating. And that I can chakra is that solar plexus chakra. And if anybody don't know about that solar plexus chakra, I just meditated on that last night. It's the yellow chakra.
Okay.
It's the chakra of what people have low self-esteem, where they're feeling doubtful on themselves. I hate to open this up, but
It's okay. Go right ahead.
these are my chakras that's aligned going down my chest.
Right.
And that sits on my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep that right there because that's near and dear to my heart. And when I meditate on my chakra. My crown, my third eye, my throat, my heart,
Mm-hmm.
my solar plexus.
Mm-hmm.
All of my chakras, they all have to be aligned within. And I missed a few of them as well, the orange and the red one. But at the same time, what I'm saying is, speaking from the I can chakra is the chakra above the root chakra, which is the red chakra. Because when you're talking about I am, that's the lowest vibrational chakra there is. And that's the root chakra. And then you go up. And then you move up, and then you move up, and then you move up. And as you move up throughout your chakras, you begin to vibrate at a higher level in a higher frequency. And that's when you begin to manifest that it is what it is that you really need and that what you really want into your life.
And listen, here's what I believe is the most important vibration at a high frequency.
What's that?
The spoken word.
Mm-hmm.
See, we have the ability to speak life.
Mm-hmm.
And we oftentimes cannot it takes a lot for us to embrace it unless we're around like-minded people.
Right.
Right? Most people in the world, if they have a problem, they'll never admit to you that they created that problem, that they are the cause of that problem. But yet they are, right?
Yeah.
But here's what I know for a fact, is that if they would turn to the problem and say, problem, be fixed, be whole and complete, bring solution, bring answers, bring attainment, bring progress, bring, if you so now, and here's what happens in that law of equation, in that law of attraction equation, is that when I speak to my problem in a certain way, that means I'm bigger than the problem.
Exactly. And that's by taking a look in the mirror and looking at yourself.
Looking at yourself.
Your true star, your fucking true star player, your number one cheerleader,
Right.
which is self.
Self.
And that's saying, this is what the fuck we doing.
Right.
And this is how we're being able to move forward. You have to bring out that inner child.
Inner child.
That inner child
That believes
like, as a kid, it's like, I can do anything in the world.
Yes.
And as an adult, you start to believe that you stop believing how you was believing when you was a child.
Right.
Because something came about, or you say the 6-year-old, where you start to say that, when you were a child, you stopped believing, and it's just like, I can't do this anymore, and I can't do that anymore. As you begin to be older and grown or whatever, and you just like, you lose all of that.
Yes.
But then we gotta, as adults, we have to go back to that inner child, that little child at our big adult ass age, and to allow that to come up out of us and to live through that. That shit is embedded so deep down within some people that they forget how to live and they forget how to be who they are.
See, that's what you're talking about. We have to return to the childlike faith.
Yeah.
And what is the childlike faith? The childlike faith is speaking something and believing something that seems impossible. It seems to be outside of your reach to attain $1 million, to attain a good man, to attain a great job, to attain X, Y, and Z. And so, but just because it's outside, just because it's outside of, it doesn't look like I could achieve it, but I speak it. And when I speak it and I believe it, it manifests, right? So now, there is a spiritual power in my own word, right? And so for me to believe the spoken power of my own word attunes to the childlike faith. Because if you receive a bill and you don't have the money to pay that bill, what's the first thing that happens in your spirit? It deflates. But if you are operating truly in the spirit, you're going to rise above that bill and you're going to say, you know what? I'm going to get this taken care of.
Yeah.
I'm going to get this satisfied. I'm going to get taken care of. And then you're going to start speaking things that seem impossible. My creditor is satisfied. The balance on this is 0. I'm ahead of the curve and not behind the curve. They're going to be sending me a check. They owe me money, right? I'm speaking radical things on topics and issues that the world might think I'm a little crazy. But what I'm doing is I'm operating at supreme faith. I'm operating at a divine measure of understanding that does not pay attention to the laws of physics, that does not pay attention to the laws of mankind. And that's what I think is missing in the world right now. I have a personal vision, and it basically is to help mankind explore its spiritual magnificence. Because I believe that everybody has the power to speak word and to speak life. And if you give that power to a 12-year-old and you say, I want you to prophesy over your own grades, they're going to say things like, I make excellent grades. I satisfy my teacher. I make excellent grades because I'm rich. I make straight A's. I make straight A's because I believe in myself. I make straight A's because I love my teacher. I make straight A's because I believe in my mother. I make straight A's because I'm going to be rich. Whatever the case may be. And so Now, what has to happen in life for life to come into full fruition for you is you have to constantly be speaking things that are not your reality right now.
Absolutely.
That's what life is really
That's
about.
what it is about.
Right?
It's an illusion.
It's an illusion.
Life
Absolutely.
is an illusion.
Absolutely.
Time is an illusion.
Yes.
It is.
And it's not real at all.
It's not real at all. Let me tell you something. When I go into the DeKalb Farmers Market and when I grocery shop, they take their time. We, as the consumers, we're in a rush. Everybody's rushing, speeding. It's like fucking human trafficking on 25 or 20 or 75. It's like, what are you rushing for? When you're grocery shopping and when you're shopping or whatever, that's the time to enjoy. It's not the time to rush or do any of that. Okay. When you get to the cash register, those cashiers, those people, those human beings are like, boop, boop. They take their time.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
And when you take your time, and when you're not in a rush for nothing and nobody, that's when you begin to realize that time is just an illusion. What the hell are you in a rush for to get to what? Really?
Yeah, but watch this. Successful people always in a hurry. You're not gonna find a successful person in the world who doesn't have the pedal to the metal.
Exactly.
Like and here's what the pedal to the metal is in their spirit. They're saying, I want more. I'm ready to get more. Let's get it. I don't care if I need to learn. I don't care if I need to be in pain. I don't care if I need to sacrifice. I don't care if I need to spend money. If I need to invest. I want more. I want more. I want more. And what's happening in their spirit through the law of attraction is they're demanding more.
Right.
And when you demand more, you obviously believe in more
and get more.
And you get more.
Yeah.
Right? That's the nature of life. And I think that is the pure philosophy that comes behind the law of attraction, right? Yeah. Whether you operate it in a self-spiritual way or you do it in a religious God way, you are still actuating the same power.
Yeah.
The same infinite power of goodness is passing through your spirit as your blessings are starting to come to you, right?
Let me tell you, Crab, because you did something for me. You know, me running business and all the rest of that. He said, Jay, write out a $10 million check. I wrote it out my business account. I wrote a $10 million check out my business account to me.
Yeah.
Now, I did that and I kept it in my wallet because there's going to be some times you don't know where it's going to come from. But when I go in my wallet and I have to second guess myself, I start seeing the power of what I believe in. And I know I'm going to make this check come to fruition.
Exactly.
So I have to rethink what's in front of me. And that's how I do it, because if not, it'll overwhelm me. You know, now I'm getting back and I'm starting to realize, you know something? In order to make this happen, I have to make some changes. And that's that out the box you was talking about. You can't stay comfortable.
Yeah, you can't
to
stay
get
comfortable.
$10 million in your account.
You can't
be comfortable.
Yeah. In fact, I have this personal principle understanding about life that you have to be leaning forward in order to get that. Right? And that leaning forward is uncomfortable. You got to constantly be catching yourself. Right? But in the process of what we might consider to be failures, you're actually being guided.
Exactly.
You're being guided because you are aware that there is a power greater than you that is protecting you and guiding you. And you're going to just keep grinding forward, and you're going to keep marching, and you're going to keep doing what you think you need to do. There was something that came up when you just spoke, Jay, that I wanted to cover. Oh, it is vision, right? That in order to lean forward, you're never going to lean forward without a vision.
Right.
So what I'm really talking about here is how do you utilize this power to a greater degree? You may spend 40, 50, 60 years of your life broke until you hit that multi-million-dollar package, right? Until you finally get rich. I was listening to some great speaker. I listen to him all the time. And he was saying a friend of his just turned 85, just got his first billion. It took him 80 years to become a billionaire. Now, he may have been a millionaire all his life, right? We don't know. He may have just come into millionaires in his 40s and 50s. But what he had But what we have to know based on the law of attraction is that he constantly had a vision and he was constantly leaning forward. I think we all need to do more of that.
Never give up.
Never give
keep
up.
going. You gotta keep going. You can never stop. You can never give up.
That's exactly right.
There is no stopping. There is no. I tell some people all the time, don't get comfortable. Don't ever fucking get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Joe.
Go ahead, Joe.
I do agree with that.
I do agree with that. And also, I don't feel like anyone is broke in the world. What I do feel like is people live outside of their means.
Yes, ma'am. Come on.
If you don't live outside of your means, you'll never be
You'll never be broke. Yeah.
If you don't live outside of your means, you'll never be broke.
That's a fact.
That's so good.
That's so good. That's real
God
good.
damn, that's good.
Yeah.
And listen, living inside of your means that you are always protecting tomorrow. You live your life protecting tomorrow.
You're just not living for today. You're not living for the moment.
That's right.
You have to live for the future. You have to be able to plan ahead and move accordingly.
Yeah, and let me tell you one of the things I've done. This is my life.
That never feel broken in.
This is how I've managed my entire life. I've always said, when I look at these rich people in the world, that what I can see behind the curtain, you got to get behind the curtain to see this, but what you can see behind the curtain is there's always a pain story.
Mm-hmm.
There was always an extreme sacrifice story, right? And so rather than waiting till I get to a place where I'm about to fall off a cliff, bankruptcy or whatever, I'm going to go ahead and start sacrificing now.
Right. Yeah.
And so rather than go buy a brand new car, I'm in the car business, right? You buy a car every other month, right? And see lots of them that I like. But every time I say, do I want to spend this money on this? Or do I want to take that money and spend it over here on my vision, on my goal, on my purpose?
Yeah.
And I wind up spending all of my money on my vision, my goal, and my purpose. I have spent thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on my purpose and my vision, and I'm still driving the same car. And as my friends watch me over the years, they're saying, Kraft, what's happening, man? I said, man, I dropped 20 grand into this. I spent 8 on that. I did this, I did that. But they're not understanding it, because what they're doing is they're many people who are stuck in I call it the game of life, but they're stuck in this work for somebody for 30 years and, try to make it add up and make something happen. I've never thought that way. I've always thought, you know what? I'm going to go hard in the paint. I'm going to be 100% commission. And in 3 to 5 years, I'm going to be balling out of control. Right? My whole mentality was I wanted to allow the pain and the sacrifice and all of that stuff to be paid up front so that true riches can already be mine. This is kind of unfortunate, but what it has, and I guess I'm being transparent here, but what it looks like from the outside in is that I'm not valuing myself. And even sometimes it feels that way, right? Everybody in the car business make 100 grand, right? But I'm not going to go and spend an extra 20, 30 grand on a car when I can spend an extra 20, 30 grand on social media or making my vision happen. I'm going for the bank. You know what I'm saying? I'm going for the big thing. So even in the sacrifice and even in living below your means, you still have to take care of the self, right? Because even sometimes in those equations, I'm starting to think, wow, did I manifest this? I've never been broke. I've always been a prosperous life. But am I manifesting this low level of prosperity because that's all I believe? Or am I truly paying it forward? And then I have to change my mind, renew my mind. No, Kraft, you're a destined millionaire. Keep doing what you're doing. You're on the grind. You're paying it forward, right? You're not going to have to go through bankruptcy. You're not going to have to go through a period where you got creditors knocking on your door and you're running from people and people taking shit from you because you overstepped your boundaries. You're going to be the guy that if they do have to come take the shit, I'm still going to be balling. Right? But to the rest of the world, it looks like I may not be progressing. To the rest of the world, it looks like I may not be intentional about things and stuff. And to be honest with you, I don't care about things and stuff, right? I want to go eat a steak when I want to eat a steak. And I could care less about the car you drive. I could care less about the home. All of that shit wastes into nothingness. And most people don't even use what they have. This is what I've become aware of as it comes to prosperity. You want to say something, man? I see you getting ready for the mic. And listen,
we on the same way.
listen, she always get ready for the mic. Go ahead.
Yes, I always get ready.
Yeah.
I love what you're saying. You should never get yourself down.
Right.
And if it's something you want, I always go for it. Period.
Go for it.
Go for it.
But before you go for it, you got to own it right then.
You do got
You gotta own it right there.
you gotta stand on
You
it.
gotta own it.
You gotta
And
own it.
Always pay it forward because
Yeah.
it's always gonna come back to you.
Yeah,
You don't gotta worry about what the other people do.
exactly.
You worry about what you did.
That's right.
And
It's
people
always gonna come back to you.
and people
And it might not come. Hold on, but it might not come back to you when you want it to.
There you go.
it's coming
But
back.
it's always coming back.
And listen, the only person who can say that has to believe in God.
Absolutely.
Say
Right?
Absolutely.
God is at the
people
foundation
people
of this
be worried
conversation.
about, oh, I'm spending this, I'm spending that, I'm spending this, I'm spending that.
That's people.
Good.
That's people that operate with a scarcity mindset.
Spend that shit.
Yeah, they call it
Spend that
they call that a
shit.
poverty conscious.
Spend that shit.
Yeah.
Spend that shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's a poverty
spend that
conscious.
check and get it right back.
yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Rapping at night.
And
We be rapping, that is what came to the spirit.
Right.
Sometimes the music comes to the spirit for us to get it out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To get the message across. Sometimes, however spirit speak to you, we on the laws of attraction, right?
Right.
So spirit gonna goddamn come through.
Right.
You dealing
It's
with
gonna
some
come
real
through.
spiritual goddamn women right here now. I don't know if you not had the real rhyme type of goddamn talk up in this motherfucker, but that's what we doing the goddamn
And
thing.
listen, you are on our show. We got our shit on point. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, we
But
ain't lacking for
y'all,
none of that.
but,
You know what I'm saying?
but it's a privilege to be in each other's presence.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
Yes, we are on your show, but it's a privilege to be in each other's presence.
That's right. No, but what you were saying is you don't know how. I'm like, we know.
Yeah.
We know.
The
right?
round table talk,
We get it.
you know?
Yeah.
Every round table talk, every podcast that y'all have had have not been the same. And that's what I was just not saying. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't never had this right here before.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're two different. We're different people.
Correct.
We come from different dynamics.
Yes.
We come from different paths.
Yes.
But what I do know is that on a 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 1, or 1, 2, 3, or however, all of us, we have been on each other since we was 14 years old. 14 years old.
And that's part of the law.
And we're fucking 40.
Yeah.
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 And we're 40 years old.
Mhm.
So from 14 years old to 40 years old, and we still standing.
Right.
I mean, what
You
the
doing
hell is
something
really
right.
to be said?
You're doing
We
something
really
right.
ain't even got to really be able to talk too much.
You're doing something right.
We're doing something right
Listen.
because we're aligned to be in each other's path, and we're aligned to be there for one another and to build one another up. My friends, real friends, better than your friends. My friends don't keep me low. My friends keep me build up. We build one another up, and we go up, and we go up, and we go up, and we don't fucking stop. You know what I'm saying? And that's from the last conversation. That's rare. That's a whole nother relationship without being involved with a man or
Right.
anything sexuality, anything like that right there. But it's just what it is.
Yeah, that's law of attraction at its finest, right?
Yeah.
That you all attracted one another. You've been supporting and loving and helping and serving and giving and all of that stuff for all of these years.
Mhm.
And that's rare. It's a rarity, right? It's a jewel. It's a jewel, and what is that? A diamond in the rough or a needle in the haystack, so to speak. You don't find it. When you find somebody who you bond with like that, I mean that's somebody you keep,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's somebody who you allow yourself maybe to be wronged for. That's somebody who you serve in a way that is even greater than a friendship in some cases.
Right.
I want to get back to a place where we are all in a common space where we are aware that our thoughts and our beliefs seem to be manifesting, right? That our mindset and our attitudes and all that goes with that seems to be producing like fruit.
Right.
But there are so many people in the world who are unaware of this law, right? They've never been taught it. They've never seen it. They've never been around it. They can never put two and two together. And, you know, my question really is, how do we get the world to a greater level of consciousness as it relates to the law of attraction? How do you teach people this stuff? How do you get people more spiritual? How do you get people
you don't push that upon them. You let them decide what it is that they want to do.
Okay.
You know, you don't push it on them.
Okay.
You speak on what it is that you believe in and how you feel, and you allow them to
Look at the camera.
you allow them to do whatever it is that they want to do. And at the end of the day, if it's friends, family, or what, you know, whatever it is, you allow them to be who they are.
Right. And for the ones that do want it, go to Minecraft Central. I think it'd be the best thing that you could ever do to get yourself aligned, because you need help. You need somebody that can help guide you, because you're going to be in a position that you're stepping out of the comfort zone. And you need somebody that can kind of walk you through it that already been there.
Right.
And that's why I say, if you're ready for it, go to Minecraft Central. If y'all didn't know, he's a CEO. And why? Because he's a mental guy that will take you through it step by step to build you up, but you can stay there, but you won't stay lost. Right. And that's what you really need to know.
Yeah. And you were going to say, yeah?
I was just going to piggyback on what Erica said. Like, you can tell somebody something so many times. If it's not in them, it's just not in them.
To lead a horse to the well.
If I'm around a bunch of people that's successful, get money, they parties in the right place, having fun, but yet making money at the same time, and I'm not trying to get to that level with them, that means you don't want me. How many more people is it going to take for it to click in?
Yeah.
Well, you can't.
What's
you
interesting?
can't give a person drive. You know what I mean? If they don't have the drive, you can't give.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But here's what's interesting, and this is my empathy for mankind. Right? Is that if you've never seen it, you don't know it.
That's
period.
Facts.
So we're talking about, you know, you grew up in your childhood, your adolescence, young adult, old adult, but you've never seen anybody go super hard in the paint. You've never seen anybody who really loved life and excited about life and fired up. One of the things that I cherish about being raised by my father is he was a very organized person, right? It's like I could see him constantly making sure the garage was organized and his closet was organized and the bills were organized. And when he had meetings or we had events at the house, he was always an on-purpose person. He wanted to always do better than what was expected. I lived, you know, under his roof 18, 19 years, seeing this person day in and day out want to exceed expectations. That's not something you can teach people, right? So how do you get people who you know have great potential, your kids, your nephews, you know, your neighbors, you see people in the world, and you know they have great potential, but they've never been around the fire. They've never been around that fire and desire. The only thing I can say is that we have to pray for them. That's the only way to get through to them, right? Because sometimes when you're talking, especially to a child, you tell the child's going to do exact opposite of what you tell them.
Yeah.
Right? And so how do you influence their spirit without their need to respond? You pray over them.
That's true.
And you ask the Lord, you ask God to come down and to move upon them. Right? We know many of biblical stories, and you know the Bible itself brings up the whole idea of religion, but we know many biblical stories where, people were in dire straight situations and they prayed and their prayers were answered. And that's really what this is about. Whether it's a thought or whether it's an hour-long prayer, it is the same request to the universe for understanding, for money, for peace, for love. And if you don't have your mind going up, if you don't have your mind on the positive side, if you don't have your mind in the good side of life,
you're in the wrong boat.
You're attracting negativity.
Right. Yep.
Right? And I think that's a great point to make, that positive creates positive and negative creates negative.
Yep.
And whatever you see, this one of my spiritual counselors many years ago, she said what you're looking at is what you're looking with. And so if you look at your own situation and you see poverty and lack, then you're creating and you're manifesting more poverty and lack. You have to be in the midst of dark times and challenging spaces saying, you know what, we're going to be all right. Everything's going to be super gravy. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get all this paper. Go ahead. You want to say something? Go ahead.
What you're looking at is what you're looking with.
Yes.
That's that third eye.
Woo!
Open it up.
That's good. That's good. Now, see, that third eye, I think, exists more on the spirituality side of it. But it's real. But it's very real.
It is.
Listen, here's what I know about the mind based on my studies. Any person in this room can say to the other person, any other person in this room, I can tell you exactly what you had for breakfast 36 days ago.
Tell me what I had. What
Right?
I had.
You got to go into the mind. You got to go into the mind.
But
here's
you
the
know
point.
already, so tell me what I had.
No, but here's the point. The point is that you have access to infinite intelligence.
Yeah, you do.
And it comes by way of belief in a higher power. Right? I can't trust that I'm strong enough to make $1 million, that I'm good enough to find Mrs. Right, that I'm good enough to do anything in this world. But I am only with the help of my deity.
Yep.
Right?
With your divine.
With my divine measure. Right?
Yeah.
So now, the lesson ultimately to be teaching people is that you can't do this by yourself. You have to have a power greater than you that aligns with you, that can see where you're going and where you're headed and build a bridge, put up a roadblock, or whatever the case may be. And I trust that power is going to do that for me all the days of my life.
Absolutely. You need God's
But
messengers.
you also have to speak positive.
You have to
speak positivity.
Because
Absolutely.
your spoken word is God.
Right.
Yep.
It is
Yeah,
God.
but you can't wait just for God to do his part. You have to do your part as well.
Absolutely.
So you always have to
That's
stay
doing your
positive.
due diligence.
Always remain humble.
Always remain humble.
Always help.
That's
Always
right.
be kind. Because those things cost nothing.
Yes. Actually, they probably cost you everything. Right? Because if you're not nice to somebody, guess what? Somebody's going to be not nice to you.
But
Now
again,
you're creating
you can't rely on what other people do to you. That's not your job to figure out what they doing to you.
No.
As long as you treat people right.
That's all that matters.
That's all
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. And so let me ask you this question, right? In the idea of law of attraction, if somebody mistreats you, how do you respond to that?
You don't.
If somebody exactly, you don't.
You do
respond to it.
respond.
If somebody treats me wrong, guess what? I'ma still treat them right because that's of
Exactly.
my character.
There you go.
And guess what? I'm not gonna be punished for what you do. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do so I can still receive my
There
blessing.
you go. And I call that the good life of karma.
Yeah, right.
I'm
Exactly.
removing myself.
Right?
You ain't gonna keep
That
doing me
what
like
goes
that. I'm
around-
not gonna keep being kind to you, keep doing things for you, and you being rude and disrespectful to me. I'm removing myself because there's no reason in the world I'm gonna sit there and get abused from nobody. I got that power, and I'm not gonna let you take that away from me by treating me a certain way. Because now I'm tolerating. I'm not gonna make me bitter because you is evil.
And in the
No,
process,
I'm gonna remove myself.
you're devaluing yourself if you take that shit.
That's why
I'm
I
saying?
remove myself.
If you allow yourself to be mistreated, you are devaluing yourself. Ultimately, the law of attraction says, well, that's what you think you're worth. That's what you're going to get.
Yep.
So move on.
Right?
For me, it depends on who it is.
You used to grind.
It depends on who it is, cause I believe in forgiving people, and that might be my weakness. That may be my weakness.
No, it's not your
That's a strength, actually.
It's a strength, right?
But I do allow certain people to do certain things, but I still treat them with kindness, and I still move in, because that's not on my character to treat people wrong. I just don't treat people wrong. That's not what I do, because I believe whatever you do to people, it's gonna come back on you. I ain't do you wrong. I know I didn't do nothing wrong to you.
Right.
It's called karma.
If you want to act like that, that's okay. And guess what? Most of the time, when they wrong you, they gonna act funny with you. So whenever you're not mad again, come back around. Still gonna be that same person.
Can we get some ice cubes?
Still gonna be that same person, right? And that's one of the pitfall challenges of this law of attraction thing. Somebody does you wrong and you think you can get them back. You can't. And in fact, not only can you not get them back, you can't even hold the malice of it. You can't even be mad. It actually consumes you. It actually will take something away from you. Right? They said that the sole purpose of forgiveness is that you relieve your self-pressure. It's not about the pressure for the other person, right? It's not for them. It will benefit them, but it's really not about them, you know? So I think we're doing a great job of covering the subject. I want to talk about manifestation from the point of, have you seen yourself manifest something in particular in life?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What kinds of things have you manifested in your life? What kinds of?
She goes come first.
You talk about it first. I get my shit together.
So, this is a true story. I was actually cleaning out the house this weekend. I came across my vision boards from last year. And I was getting ready to throw them away, but I was like, let me just look and see. Did I manifest anything on my vision board? And I can show you guys a picture right now. So I had traveling on there. I had getaways, fun, family, car, all those good things. And I will say that I traveled more than I have ever traveled in my life in 1 year.
Love it.
And then I put a truck on there. Now, this is a true story.
Okay.
This year, 2024, July, I'm supposed to turn 40. Well, I am turning 40.
Right.
And I stated I wanted a new vehicle for my 40th birthday. But no lie, I put it on my vision board for 2023. December 2023, got that new truck.
All right.
And it was just like a wow moment. And when I seen it, I texted my cuz. I was like, cuz, look at this vision board that I did in 2023. Didn't even look back at it. No lie, true story. Never looked back at it until I was getting ready to throw it away. I said, cuz, this is a wow moment. Do you see this?
That's right.
Absolutely.
You manifested.
She manifested that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
as of for me, the growth of my business. I started out making drinks in the kitchen and going to the Beltline, Piedmont Park, not even having events or anything in that nature created. And that was a part of the vision board back in 2019. And
It's a proud moment. It's a proud moment when you.
It is.
Am I seeing some emotion coming out?
Yes, you are.
Some emotion coming
Yeah,
out?
It's definitely a proud
it's a
moment.
proud moment.
When you see it
Yes.
and you be like, wow, like I really
And
did it.
listen. I think this is the point of the discussion, right? We have to attempt to do that more.
Yes.
Like I think that's what life is designed for us to discover.
Right.
Is that we are gods. We are inner gods. We do have an inner deity within us, and we do have the ability to speak life, and to speak money, and to speak love, and to speak peace, and to speak problem solving. And so, if you are not reaching for something intentionally with a great amount of intensity, you're not living life.
You're not living.
You're not living.
By being in this world, by having breath, is not living.
It's not living. That's life.
But the purpose,
right,
is living.
Right.
And I pray. I pray to this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
God, allow me to walk into my divine purpose. Allow me to be able to. Oh, girl, the camera.
Keep avoiding the camera.
Yeah. God, allow me to be able to walk into my divine purpose. Allow me to be the person, the woman, the empress, the emperor, the goddess, the God that you put on the face of this earth to do your due diligence and to do what it is that I'm here to do. Yes. Allow my ancestors to do what it is that they did not get a chance to do when they was here. Allow them to live through me and for me to walk that path.
Right.
I ask for that and I pray for that all the time. And I feel and I know that I am doing that.
Mm-hmm. Listen, the mode that you were in the last 30 seconds, we should live our entire life in that mode.
Exactly.
We should be always prophesying and always asking the Lord to do something, always requesting something of the universe. Ordering our steps, making commands, making demands upon the universe.
That's how you bring it to a round table.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Great job.
And listen, that is the law of attraction in and of itself, right? That I can speak life and that life returns unto me fulfilled. Yep. Right? My word shall not return unto me void.
Right.
I think we've done this conversation in excellent justice, and I hope you folks have grown. I hope there's an opportunity for you to have seen something in life that you are far greater in power than you have ever acknowledged and you have ever been aware of. You need to get this understanding. Life doesn't happen through osmosis. It happens through our intention to create. And when you intend to create something good, it will manifest and it will be proof that you can create life. Mm-hmm. Right? This has been Bar Talk with Jay. My name is
We're not done, Jay. We got cheers. We got toasted up. We got to shout out. We got to shout out some shit. She got to say something. Well, not some shit, because we don't shout out shit. We have to shout out what we want to say out of our mouths. To say things that we want to say. We got to let people know about what it is that we got going on. Come on, talk about it, Joe.
Okay. I just want to leave you guys with always move on God's timing, not on your timing. Because sometimes we're always ahead of ourselves, and that's not the right timing. But when you move on God's time, it's always the right time, the right place. He always going to give us the resources. He never going to let us down. I just want to leave to that.
That's you down. And guys, I have got a Galentine's event coming up on February 10th from 3 to 7. Get your tickets. They're on Eventbrite. Master Mixologist of Atlanta Galentine's Day Party. It's going to be in the West End. The address is everything is listed. Free parking, hookah, the restaurant was in itself, the bar. It's going to be a whole situation. It's going to be a situation, and it's going to be more to come. Also, follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook at Master Mixologist of Atlanta. And follow my friend, my sister, my cousin, I fuck y'all up about him.
Confident. You talking to the world as the president listening to
I
you
will
now.
fuck y'all up
Lord.
about this one. I'm serious. Follow her on, what's your social media platform?
Juicy Fruit, Juicy_Fruits, J1 Tech Service.
And that's that on that. And we're gonna cheers this shit out like how we supposed to cheers it out. Thank you so much for having us on your platform. We very much appreciate it. Y'all follow Bar Talk with Jay. These gentlemen are doing a great thing. They're doing it big. It's a whole situation. If you ain't here, you ain't no goddamn where. Peace, love, and blessings.
There you go. And we never forget, folks, with that, we love you. We appreciate you. And with that, we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.